What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. In today's video, we will be possibly fixing a major issue on the Genesis. So I've been driving around for a good grip ever since the last install, which was the lip. Let me show y'all that. Still sitting nice, as you can see, looking lovely. And basically I started to hear a popping noise from the rear. So I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at it. So obviously, for those that don't know, this car does have rear suspension, camber arms, tow arms, and coilovers. I do not believe that the sound is coming from the coilovers. It has a good amount of preload. There's no drips, there's no oil leaking from it, and I don't think the damping is blown in the coilover. So I started to do a little bit of research. A bunch of basically forums and people were saying that it was the Endlinks, or possibly the Endlinks could be causing that sound. Since, of course, this car is lowered, some of the stock suspension components might not be sturdy, since this is a car with like 100 and something thousand miles. So basically a bunch of people were saying the first thing that goes after they lowered their vehicle was the Endlinks. So since the sound is only coming from the passenger side, I'm going to be replacing the passenger rear end link today. So this right here is the end link. As you can see, it's very simple, 2 bolts. These are both 17. I've already loosened them up a little bit, but let me go ahead and show you all the new part in here, which is from Beck Arnley, which I believe is the OEM manufacturer slash distributor for Hyundai parts. Just for the part number in case y'all are curious. And there you go, fresh, new. So as you can see, this is the new OEM Endlink. As you can see, comes with hardware and everything. That's very nice. It just feels a whole lot more like sturdy, rigid, and tough than the one that's already on there. We are gonna replace this. Plus, another reason why I think it's the Endlink is the car has been swaying a little bit. It could be because of the alignment, but all in all, this rear side just doesn't feel like as rigid as that one. So if this is truly the issue and this fixes that noise that I'm hearing, then I will go ahead and order the driver's side one. The reason why I didn't order the driver's side one is because that one's driving perfectly fine, no noises, no nothing. So I'm not too worried about that. But if this does fix it, I will fix that side too, just in case, you know, it could go out after this one. But yeah, let us go ahead and get to removing this. So like I said, to remove it, it's these 2 bolts right here and here. It should be very simple. These are 17s, and you are gonna wanna put a jack underneath this and jack up the hub just a little bit, just so there's no tension on this. You will need I believe this is a 17mm wrench just to hold this and keep it from spinning. And yeah, let's go and get on that. All right, I've gone ahead and got the old Endlink out, and as you can see, there's a whole lot more like play in this. As you can see, it's hard to do this with one hand, but it's not as stiff, it's not as rigid, versus these, I literally can't with one hand. So this is definitely a whole lot sturdier than this one. Plus, another thing to note if you're doing this, the top part of the Endlink that connects to the actual sway bar is a 18 to hold this from spinning. As you can see, an 18 mil. And then the bottom part that actually connects to the lower control arm, this piece is a 17. So with that out of the way, we can go ahead and throw this new one onto the car. Let's do it. All right, everything is back on there and fully tight. I made sure to go ahead and tighten it with the jack still on there. And I'm gonna go ahead and lower it and then throw the wheel on, and then we're gonna go for a test drive. Also, you should use probably thread locker or anti-seize. I don't have any at the moment, so we're gonna go get some, and we're also gonna test it on a little test drive. And we're also gonna get something else for something else that I wanna do. So a whole lot going on in this video, but let's throw us back together. All right, everything has been thrown back together. I can tell a bit of the issue is fixed because whenever I used to tighten my lugs on this side, on this wheel specifically, there would be like a loud like pop every time I would tighten the lugs. I wish I had like a clip of it so I could show you guys what it sounded like, but whenever I tighten these lugs, I did not hear that sound at all. So I'm pretty sure part of the issue is fixed. So now let us go for a test drive. And if it still does it at all, then it's either the coilover, something else, or possibly the driver's side rear end link, but let us go for a drive. All right, scratch that test drive. The next thing I want to do is throw on my front balance bar. So I took off my balance bar a long time ago, and for the hell of it, I want to throw it back on. I don't think it actually makes a difference, truthfully, but I mean, I have it, it's just laying around, so why not? It's held on by 2 bolts. Literally the 14's the same that are holding on the coilover. The only issue is, I guess for some reason, this just doesn't fit over here. Frame damage. For some reason, this just doesn't really fit. I guess for some reason, this frame is kind of like pushed in a little bit, which obviously makes sense. None of this shit over here lines up. So I need to go ahead and drill some holes kind of to extend this. After drilling these holes, it should be able to fit. I'm probably just gonna extend this one right here and then maybe just extend this one that way. So let's get to that. All right, everything is back together as you can see. Man, it just looks so weird with these cuts and everything, but as you can see, everything is back on. Driver's side looks a whole lot nicer than the passenger side, but I'm honestly just grateful that I did this because I've literally been procrastinating doing this for like the past 3 months. Honestly, I don't even think it makes a big difference unless you're really tracking your car, because I was doing a bunch of research. People said that like even the aftermarket ones, they didn't even feel a difference like in the steering or swaying at all. But leave a comment down below if you actually think this mod actually has a difference in the car's performance or not. But let's go for a test drive. It is literally 23 degrees outside, so that's why I have low tire pressure. So the first thing we're gonna go do is go put some air into these tires. The real feel is 9 degrees. Holy crap, dude. Look at that. Texas, bro. First thing I'm gonna do is go put some air into these tires, and then of course, I'll take that shit back because I don't have a need for it. Besides the squeaky ass seatbelt that I hear, the noise that the rear suspension was making is honestly gone. Cause like literally like right now, driving through like the neighborhood, I would be hearing like pop, 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 pop from the rear. And I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but I don't hear anything right now. So honestly, I'm kind of live. I'm kind of happy. One issue down with the Genesis at a time, huh? All right, air has been put into the tires. It is so freaking cold. I literally cannot feel my hands right now. The fronts are at literally 26 PSI. The rears are fine, but holy, the fronts are hella low. I'm gonna go take this back and let's slide. All right, the drill has been taken back. I feel like every time I pull up to Harbor Freight, they're like, he's either finna buy this shit and take it back, or here this nigga is taking something back again. Anyways, that is gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. I hope you like it. I hope it was a vibe, and I'll catch y'all later. Deuces.